Hello everyone, welcome back to tutorials of Xamarin Forms. So in the previous videos we did see basics of Xamarin Forms, how to build a content page and how to build a master detail page. In this series we will talk about the navigation page. So first of all, let's take a look that what is a navigation page. Let me show you a quick example. So this is an example on iPhone SE. So you have a page, you can click on a page, you can go into, you can swap the page, we can go to another page, and this is a navigation which let you move in between those pages. So this is something we are going to talk about today. This is the navigation page. So what is a navigation page? What is the formal definition of the navigation page in terms of Xamarin Forms? So it is a kind of a page which can hold multiple pages inside. You can say that it's a kind of a container or it's a kind of a wrapper, and it displays only one page at a time. Just like we saw that you can have the navigation, you can move between the pages, but at a time you can see only one page. And how does it do that? It maintains a stack of the pages. We will discuss that in a few minutes. Then it can show you the title, the content of the page, and it can also automatically out of the box give you the functionality to go back to the parent page. Technically, navigation page is also a class which inherits from the page, which is the kind of a base class in Xamarin Forms. Let's talk about the navigation page architecture. Before we go into the code, let's try to understand what is the concept behind that. How does Xamarin actually work with this navigation? So navigation page have a content of the page. You can, if you're using the content view inside the navigation page, it will show you the entire content. And it also have a navigation bar, which means it can show you the title in the navigation bar. If required, it can also show you a back button which will take you to the previous page. Along with the navigation page, it also maintains a stack of pages. It is also called last in first out series. If you have a computer background, you might have studied this concept in the data structures. What is stack? Let's talk a little bit about the stack. A stack is a collection of items, and there are basically two principles. Push, you can add an element to the collection. Pop, you can remove an element of the collection. We spoke that it is also called last in first out. Look at this image. It is a stack of plates. So what operation you can do on this stack of plates? You can only put a plate on the top, or if you want to remove that, you can only remove it from the top. Yeah, basically you can scramble all of the plates and you can break the entire system, but technically if you go logically, you can only access the top section. You can add something on the top or you can remove something from the top, but still what you can see, you can only see the topmost plate. Means what is the full view. This is the diagram I grabbed from Wikipedia. It explains a little bit how push and pop operation happens. You can see that on the top we are doing the push operations. It is adding one item onto the top and stack is growing, and in the bottom image we are just popping out the topmost item, and it is taking out one item at a time. So now let's try to add something to you know to the navigation stack. One thing which is very important, that when the navigation page maintains a stack of pages, the first page sometimes is called a root page. It's just technically called the root page. It means you cannot go beyond the root page, and once you take out the root page, there is nothing left. So navigation stack is kind of empty at that time. So if we have pushed only one page into the navigation stack, you will see the title of the page and you will see the content of the page inside the application. just like we saw here. Let me bring it back. Yes, so this is the root page. We see the title here and we see the content. This is the content of the navigation page. Now once we push something else, see, once we push something else, now we got another page here. And how does this works? So now if I have pushed page number 2, this is how page number 2 will come on top of the page number 1, and that's how we will see that. And now if we push another page into the navigation stack, so now we have pushed page number 3. So page 3 will be displayed inside our navigation page. Yeah, the concept is pretty simple actually. You're maintaining a stack of pages, and whatever is on the top, you display that. And in programmatically, you can play with that. You can build your user interface, the way you want it. So now we have pushed 3 pages, and if you want to take out one page, yeah, the operation is called pop. So if we pop page 3, page 3 will go away and you will see page 2 back. So this is how actually the navigation page works. Okay, so now it's the demo time. Let's create a small project to see all of the functionality. How does it work? Let's make a new solution. We will select the Forms app. We did discuss most of these options in the previous videos. Let me give it a name, p dot navigation. I will use both platforms and I will use the shared library. Just do the create and it will build the basic out of the box functionalities for me. As we did discuss before also, it makes 3 projects. Means if you are on Windows, it will make another Windows project for you also, but on the Mac it creates only for the Android and iOS. This root project will have one very important file called app class, which basically guides that what will be the root page of the application, and by default it makes only one page, which is similar to the name of your project. Like we gave it a name learning.p. Navigation, it created that page. So yeah, this is what we got. Okay, so this is what we got. Welcome to Xamarin Forms, which is the default one. So let's delete that, let's remove that, and let's try to make our own pages here so that we can understand the concepts. Uh, Always add the XAML page. You can work without XAML directly into the C# pages also, but if you have the Xamarin functionality, then why not to use that, because it becomes much easy to design the user interfaces. And let me add a page number 3. So we will build 3 pages and then we'll try to make the navigation in between those pages. So one thing which let me go to the page number 1 and let's add some more properties, because so far it is completely empty. Let me add the title and say that page number 1. Inside the content, let me add a stack layout. We did discuss the stack layouts before also. So basically what is this one? It is a formatting pattern, that how do I want to lay out things onto the screen. Even though our navigation stack is something similar, inside this let's put a label and say that I am page number 1. Okay, so we will do only this. You can hit Control I to show that to format the entire screen. Now let's go back to the app CS file. You see that there is an error here because it is referring to the previous page. Let's remove that and say that page 1 will be my starting page. Let's try to run that. So far we did not add any of the navigation capability to these pages. We simply created 3 pages, and we created page number 1, and it is now the root page of the application. Root page, remember that, we will come back to that. We do not see any title, we do not see any navigation to go to any different pages. So now let's add those capabilities. So first of all, when we are mentioning to Xamarin root page, So at this stage we are saying that I'm a simple content page will be used as the starting page. But now let's tell the Xamarin root page that I will be the navigation page, and you have to pass a root page, and root page will be page 1. So let's just, by doing this, let's try to run this thing again. So previously we were displaying that content page directly. Now that content page will be displayed from within a navigation page container, which we did discuss in the previous screens. So this overall, this is a container, and inside this is the content, and this is the navigation header, which we did see that in the previous videos, and this is the title of that page. So far the navigation stack contains only one page. If we come back to this thing, so far we are on this condition. Let's try to push something. Let's try to push something more, and let's push from the page number 1. In the page number 1, let's add a button. Let's add a button. Text says that uh, add page 2 to navigation stack, and then on the click functionality we can say that okay on to the navigation. There is a very important property called push. In push property, now we are going to say that what page we want to add. We want to add page number 2 now, right? So it will happen when we will click on page number 2. Okay, let's try to run that now. So basically what we are going to do now, we are going to do this functionality. We are pushing page number 2, and that page 2 should be displayed on top of page number 1. Sorry, my slide got wrapped off due to that running. So this thing should happen now, and let's see how will it happen now. So we are on page number 1 right now. The stack contains only one page. Once we click on this button, it's going to perform a push operation, and now we are in page number 2. I think we did not define any title for page number 2, and we did not define any body. That's why we don't see anything here, but the concepts are clear. So now we see the back button also. Very important. Back button always show you the title of the previous page, like title of the previous immediate page next to you. If you don't have the title, then it will simply show the back text. You can customize this text also. We will talk that soon. You can also do this touch functionality to remove that page from the top. So basically what this back button is doing, this is popping out the top page. We can also write some code to do the pop, but this Xamarin is doing it for you by default. So this is push, this is pop, and you are getting that navigation functionality. Let's try to add page 3 also to this stack and make it a little bit more beautiful. Let's go to the code. Okay, we are on page number 2. Let me do some let me copy this code, because this is something similar we are gonna do on page number 2. Let me write that I am page number 2, and here I can say that take me to the page number 3, and in the title let's define a title which will say page number 2, and let's go to page number 3. Let's define the title on page 3. Okay, and it will say that this is page 3. Now we are not going to add anything more here. We can simply say that remove take me to previous page. Okay, same thing which we are going to do in page number 2 also. We can say that take me to the previous page. And okay, so now we are on page number 2. We want to perform two operations on page number 2 by code. We want to add page number 3. Okay, clicked. Okay, we are here. So in this one, just like we did before, how we are going to do that? We have the navigation dot push page 3. Yep, you guessed it right. And now the second thing which we want to do is take me to the previous page. So in Xamarin, whenever you are using these buttons, sometimes the last commas doesn't appear, so you just need to see that. I can say handle clicked. It usually uses the same name. I'll rename that, and here I will say that now we will use the property pop. What page we want to pop out? You don't need to mention anything for that because basically it will pop the page which is on the topmost on the stack. Let's come back here and see that everything is fine. Okay, so if we run this example, so what we have done so far, we created a navigation page with the navigation stack. So far we have one page into the stack, we inserted another page into the stack, we pushed another page into the stack. So now we have 3 pages into the stack, and from here I can pop out the page number 2. So now on page number 2 I can pop out by 3 different ways. Guess what are those 3? One, yes, this one, right? The another one, yes, this one, and third one is this one. We wrote the functionality pop async, which takes me back to the root page. Yes, it is something very simple. uh, yeah, so now let's talk about something default, some important properties. So you can build a complete chain of those links, like you can keep inserting pages onto the top of the stack. You can make it like a menu also, like on page number 1 we have add page 2, and from here we can say that page 3, and I can make handle clicked 3. And if I go here, you can use this based upon your requirements. You can make it like a menu also. So the root page contains the list of the things, and based upon whatever user clicks, you can bring that page and then you can put that page onto the navigation stack. So now we see that add page 2 onto the stack, and if you click here you see that add page 3 onto the stack. It is the same page based upon the stack. You can have 1 2 3 4 5 any number of items into the stack. So there are some important properties also. Let's write them in page number 3. On page number 3 we had one property, take me to the previous page. We can also say that take me to root page. It means you can have X number of items in the navigation stack, but you want to remove everything. You don't care how many things you had. Okay, and let me say remove all, and then we will do some other interesting properties. By so far we have already covered the concepts for navigation stack. Okay, I think we did not write any method for from page number 3 to go back to the previous one, so this is where we are going to write that right now. So here handle clicked will be simple, like navigation dot pop. It will pop the topmost page, but if you want to do remove everything, then it will be pop to root. It means it will take out all of the pages except the root page because you cannot take the root page, then navigation will have nothing to do, right? So let's try to run that. So the root page will work everywhere. So from page 1 if we go to page 2, then we go to page 3, and now if I click on take me to the root page, it will remove everything and it will bring you back onto the root page, like the first page inside that. So that was pretty much all about the navigation page, but before we hang up, let's discuss some of the important properties uh, which we might want to talk about. Things to remember, that you always have to define the root page when you are initializing the navigation page. Like we did that in the app.cs, you need to define that. If the parent page doesn't have a title set, the back button will show back as a text, otherwise it will show the title of that. Some important properties we did see already: the push and pop, which are used to insert something or to remove something. It also have some more properties, like you can detect if I have a back button or not. You know, the properties has back button, it's a private property you cannot access, but you can access that property via these two: get has button or set has button. Same thing you can do for the navigation bar also. Sometimes you don't want to show the navigation bar, you want to make something on your own, then you can use that. uh, let's try to implement that in page number 2. Okay, so now on page number 2, when I am inserting page number 2, I don't want to show any navigation bar on top. And how do we achieve that? The way we achieve that, first you take a reference to the page. New page is equal to new page 2. Basically say yeah, so instead of directly instantiating there, I am instantiating that class here, right? So now variable page, oh, it won't be new, sorry. Yeah, so this is now I'm inserting, and here I want to say that navigation page have some static properties, and I can say that set navigation bar, and you can define true or false. For this page, say false. I don't want to show that. Okay, if I run it again, so now we have instructed that whenever I'm inserting page number 2, I don't want to see any navigation bar on the top. So you can use that real space to do something else. So when I click on this one, so boom, there is nothing on the top, right? Nothing on the top there. Now let's take it to the another level, that I want to see the topmost stuff, but I do not want to see the back button. So you can say that set has back button. Same thing, you can say false, and now we will see that you will see the navigation bar because by default it is true, but you will not see any of the back button there. So now we are here. If I click on this, you see the title, but you do not have the back button. Okay guys, one last thing, very important property which we need to discuss. So by default, when we are running the application and we navigate through to the different pages, we always see the back button, right? And the back button shows you the actually the title of the previous page. So now if we go to the page number 2, oh, we disabled it already, but if we go to page number 3, you see here page number 2, which is actually the title of this page. But sometimes you don't want to show page 2, you want to show something else. So that is the property which you can set when you are pushing the page to let's remove that. Actually, when you are pushing the page to the navigation stack, at that time you need to tell that. And it is very interesting the way you tell that. So now I'm on page number 1, and on page number 1 click I am inserting page number 2. So basically when you will insert another page on top of page number 2, like page 3, that has to show page 2 in that title, and we want to show something else there. So basically we will say that navigation page dot set has title set back button title. You can also set the title here also, uh, which you can try yourself, something the same thing. And I will say that p2 back, just to differentiate that. So basically page 2 technically now have two different title, one to the display to the world, one to be used whenever there is a back button required for that. So we are on page 1 right now, page 2. So see, the title is page 2, but when we go to page 3, it shows something else. It is displaying p2 back, means the title to be used for the back button. So that was pretty much it, guys. I think we did discuss through everything regarding the navigation page. We saw the navigation structure. Uh, we saw how you can push things, how you can pop things, how you can show hide the navigation bar, how you can set the icon. Have a great programming. Wish you all the best for writing a great iPhone and Android apps. Thank you so much and have a great your day, night, or rest of the week.